Hi guys! So for this problem set, I decided to pick the acute angles problem, where point P is chosen at random inside an equilateral triangle ABC. Find the probability that one of the triangles ABP, APC, and AP and PBC is acute. So first, I decided to make the triangle ABC. So I'm just going to make 3 points here and make a triangle. And I'm going to make sure that they're lined up correctly, or at least so it makes it look nice. And I'm going to get rid of the segment labels so it cleans it up a little bit. And so now I'm going to put a random point P in. So I put in a random point into the triangle, and since the problem calls it P, I am just going to rename point D as point P. And so now I am going to create 3 different triangles within the triangle ABC. So here you see we have 1, 2, and 3. So once again, I'm going to kind of declutter this as much as possible. And there we go. Okay. And so now I want point P to be random. So whenever I click on it, as you can see, it still moves outside of the triangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make point. If it'll let me click, that'd be awesome. Or not, that's fine. Alright, sorry about that. So here we go. I'm going to make point P equal a random point in the polygon. And I want it in this polygon triangle ABC. So I'm going to type in poly 1, which refers to the triangle. And so there, if I now hit Command R multiple times, it gives me different points where P is in the triangle. So now I want to find the angles of, it was APC, CPB, and BPA. Man, those are hard to say. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the different angles of these 3 triangles. So I have 1. Did I do it the wrong? Yes, I did do it the wrong way. Alright. So P, B. Did I do it the wrong way again? Jeez. Alright. So C. Stop. Alright, so let's try this again. Let's do this one. Down like that. And now A, P, B. Awesome. So now I'm going to see if you move it where I can see it. There we go. And so I'm going to change these so I don't have beta or anything as first angle. And I'm going to change this one to second angle just so it makes more sense when I'm typing things out. And last but not least, third angle. And so if I move these around, you can see that right now none of the angles are acute, because acute means that the angle is above, or I'm sorry, below 90 degrees. So if I keep hitting, if I hit the Command R again, I can see that this angle right here is acute. And so in this triangle, there's never going to be 2 angles that are both acute at the same time. There's both going to be 2 obtuse angles, and one, or there are going to be 2 angles above 90 and at least maybe 1 below 90, if not all of them are above 90. And so now I'm going to make an equation I'm going to come up with an equation to where I find if one of the angles is acute. So I'm going to write is acute equals if the first angle is below 90, and I'm going to go over to the symbol box and hit degrees, which is this little circle right here. And I'm going to make parentheses around those. And I'm going to add the symbol OR, which is this upside down caret right here. The second angle, angle is below 90 degrees. And lastly, I'm going to do another OR where the third angle is below 90 degrees. And so if I hit enter, I should get this Boolean value where it comes up with is acute either as true, where there is an acute angle in the triangle, which you can see right here as 90, or if I keep going and now it says false, meaning that there are no angles that are below 90 degrees. And so what I want to do with this is I want to put this into a spreadsheet so I can keep track of the different values or outcomes that it has. So I'm going to open up a spreadsheet. I'll move this over. And so I'm going to right click on here and do record to spreadsheet. And so with this, I'm going to hit trace to list, so it gives me a list of all the outcomes I get. And with this, I'm either going to get a 0, which means false, so there are no acute angles in this triangle, or I'm going to get a 1, which means true. So as you can see, there is an acute angle which is below 90 degrees. So I'm just going to hit this randomly and just go, woo, look at all the pretty numbers. And so what I want to do now is I want to find the sum of all of these numbers. So I'm going to type in is the sum equals the sum of list, and I'm going to click on this value right here. Sum of A1. And so I get 6. So I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so if I hit hitting Command R, you can see that it correlates with the different 1s and 0s that I'm getting. Lastly, I want to find what the question is asking me. Find the probability that one of the triangles is acute. So I'm going to come to here and I'm going to type in probability equals, I want the probability to equal the mean of my list, which is this list right here, so A1. The mean of A1. So I can see I get my probability, which is 0.53 at the moment, but if I continue to hit Command R and give me different outcomes, you can see it kind of hovers between 0.53, 0.52, and I keep going, it's still 0.53, 0.51, so it kind of hovers over this halfway mark. And so, sorry, I'm just continually hitting Command 4, and as you can see, it's starting to go up, because the more outcomes I get, here comes the probability. And so now it's starting to kind of hover off at this 0.56 and 0.57, and now 0.58 mark. And so here you go, where you can find the probability of which angle is acute.